Good afternoon, dear colleagues. We continue our work. My name is Valentin Bogachev. I'm the host of the project Spokesperson of Peaceful Life, and today we will talk about a training program for city officials that is called New Municipality and is implemented by Fund for Mariupol Development. Ukraine continues reforms. They happen both at the national and regional level, and first of all, it is necessary to change the conscience of the citizens, the whole understanding of how the authorities should work. As usual, people understand this better than the officials. That's why a training project for officials has been launched in Mariupol several months ago. It is called New Municipality, and today we will talk with training projects coordinator of the Fund for Mariupol Development, Ulyana Tokareva. They will tell how this training goes on. And what new skills and knowledge the officials should acquire. Good afternoon, Ms. Ulyana. Can you hear me well? I can hear you very well. Good afternoon. Could you please tell us what this project is, what officials undergo this training? Is it for acting officials or for young officials who are going to work in the city authorities? Yes, this project is for the acting officials as well as for those that are going to become officials in the municipalities that are going to undergo contest procedures and become officials. This project is for all officials in the municipalities. We work with Mariupol City Council and other structures, as for example the Department for Social Protection of the People. We developed a special course for them because there is a great demand in the society, and it is very important that this structure would be able to respond in the right way, for that people could feel that they really can receive support. The training program that we develop are organized in cooperation with the City Council, because it is very important for us that the City Council was motivated to train its staff members and to change their manner of work with people according to the demands of the people. And if the City Council says, for example, that for them it is important to learn strategic planning, we develop such course and we invite the experts that can share their experience and can help our trainees to form necessary skills. They help to define the mission and the targets in the strategic planning. We work not only in the City Council, but also with the NGOs and experts. It is very important to us to pay attention not only to international experience, but to Ukrainian experience, Ukrainian best practices as well, that are already present in Kyiv, in Rivne, and some other cities. Thank you very much. And could you tell me, please, are these courses compulsory, or people come according to their own will, and how many officials have undergone this training? These trainings, workshops, and supervisions were held for almost 400 people already. There is a number of principles in our training. It is important that the person who comes to us knew very well why he or she needs it. Because if there is no such motivation and there is no understanding how this knowledge can be used in the work, it is just a waste of time and money, because of course every training costs something for us. And when we form a group with the City Council, we check the motivation of the candidates. We would like that everyone who come to our training to the Foundation for Mariupol Development, that they all had motivations. How long is this course, and who are trainings, and how the program was developed? From the very beginning, when we were planning this course, this program, the new municipality, we had consultations with the city council. We offered them a course on client-oriented work, on communications with the public, as well as course on communication with the media. So this is all about skills that would help to officials of the city council and its bodies to work with public more efficiently. As you know, perhaps we have a lot of people in the city, a lot of new people in the city authorities, and it is important that everyone who works in the municipality and works with the public had a very profound understanding that the main client for the municipality are people who live in the city. That's why all our courses are client-oriented. Now we started planning our work in a different way. After each course, we have consultations with the city council and ask what the next training should be, because the officials can see results from the training, how the officials who participated started to work after that, and they know what they need. We had an interesting experiment with one district administration of Mariupol. They want a course that would help to their staff members to enhance cooperation inside the community, and to encourage them, offering new ideas, offering new development programs for their district. And the experts that we invited to participate, sometimes they are from Mariupol. For example, when we organized training for officials working in the Department of Social Department, we invited psychologists from Mariupol that that learned them how to facilitate in various difficult situations, how to work in a stress situation, how to consult people. If we're talking about Ukrainian experts, this for example, Anatoly Chmerets from Lviv, who participated as a trainer in many such training courses for officials and developed strategy for Lviv. This is Volodymyr Voroby, a well-known Ukrainian expert in strategic planning on city development. Tomorrow we will have a training on urban development, and a very well-known specialist from connection program arrives to us. They will work with officials who are responsible for city development. This is Irina Balocha, who works in many interesting projects. These are people who have knowledge in the field of city development. Thank you, Ulyana. Perhaps Ms. Irina has some more questions? Yes. I would like to ask what is the perspective of your course and how you see your mission? I think that client-oriented approach alone is not sufficient, that we have difficulties inside the system, inside the whole administrative machine. How do you work with this? For example, if we are talking about a client-oriented approach, I'd say that we already see that it is impossible to change the quality of administrative services only through trainings for the officials. Unless we have additionally at the same time such changes as change of urban space, creating additional services for people, if we won't change attitude of the officials. Training programs are important, but the city council should also make some new organizational steps, and this is also seen as a result of our work. When we were talking about strategic planning with key officials in various directorates of the city council, they understood very well that the draft strategy that has been developed must be discussed with the public and must be enhanced. And in the framework of these trainings for the city council, we held a forum with the public. We simply made an announcement in media. We invited opinion leaders, ordinary people, young and elderly people, various social layers, various professions, just to ask their opinion about the strategy. We can see that now the city officials became more open to communication. For example, when a decision on salary for the officials was discussed, they held public consultations. They explained to the public how the salary will be formed. So this is the paradigm of the training. The city council should be open to the public. It should have certain skills how to work with people, and we can learn them how to do it through our training programs. And after the training, how do you see this training was successful or not, and how did it influence the career of people who joined it? We didn't make a follow-up and how their career developed later, but we kept contact with the city council. For example, we have a program that is called Municipal School. It is for those who want to work in the city council. It is for graduates from our universities, young specialists, and we give recommendations to the officials how they can implement ideas and projects that are offered by our students. We understand, so we have understanding how our trainees will develop their skills later, and this training helps them to understand whether they really want to work in the city authorities, whether they have the same vision of the mission, because some people see this work in the municipality as a platform for moving higher on the career ladder, and when a person starts understanding that he or she will be working in the interests of the local community, some people make decision that this is not for them and they should go somewhere else. So I would say that this training program is a key to understanding of the mission, what local authorities should be. I agree with you that all officials should understand that the community is their client. Do you monitor what people want from the city authorities? Because the officials say that yes, we are ready to change, we want to do something in other way, and what people want. Yes, so we monitor the opinion, and we start several our programs from our visits to organizations of the local authorities, and we come and check how they provide services to people. And then we give a feedback what should be improved, and we see what we should include into our program. In addition, we make social surveys, and recently we made a survey in focus groups to to evaluate quality of services in schools, in hospitals, and we invited an expert who made a training on how this work should be enhanced in the interests of the people. It was very interesting, and we see that there still much should be done. It's very good that the city council understands the program and they are ready to learn. Could you tell more about your cooperation with the Center for Administrative Services? Yes, this is one more our program. At first, we did not plan it, but their officials suggested us this cooperation because there is a lot of administrative services and there's significant demand in the society, and at the same time there are problems with service quality and with organization of this work. It was necessary to improve cooperation in the center to help their staff members cooperate but not compete with one another. And to join their efforts in order to provide service as quickly and as possible. For example, if an official doesn't know what he or she should do, he can ask his colleague and ask him for help. We were very encouraged by the fact that when we were already planning a new stage of training, because this is a very long-term program, people are interested in this. Do you have any programs, active programs or planned programs aimed at developing communication skills with the police, with the prosecutor's office, and so on? We did not announce this program yet. We are a partner there. This is not our own project. We just joined as a partner. This is a project of Mariupol Union of Youth, and recently we held a forum a forum that was called Cooperation on Safety for the Children, because we have several difficulties in the city. Children receive not all these services that they need, and we try to learn staff members of the call centers how to provide consultations to children. We work with juvenile police officers. We have plans to make trainings for consultants from very different call centers. So this is one more our project. Valentin? Thank you, Irina. Dear colleagues, do you have any questions? Yes, I see one question over there. Sergei Malarchuk, Ukraine Crisis Media Center. Could you tell me, please, do you use international experience, best practices, and in your opinion, is it successful enough to implement it in other cities? When we developed a concept of our work, we analyzed the experience of various countries. I highly estimate the experience of Israel, especially of Haifa city. It is also situated in the frontline area. And we analyzed how the city was developing and what strategies of Haifa we could use here in Mariupol. I like British experience and experience of the USA. They have, how is it called? They have like a careful thinking approach. This is a method that when authorities take into consideration interests of the local people. And this was the main principle that we took from the experience of our other countries. Um, we learned Polish experience as well. And in fact, the first center for administrative services that I saw with my own eyes was in Poland. We have there is a lot of things that we can learn from them. But at the same time, there are good experiences in Ukraine. For example, our representatives were in Vinnytsia and they saw how their department for social services works. For example, they use e-documents and this works very well. They now develop a whole system that will help to make all these processes automatic. So we are learning positive experience and negative experience and analyze why they succeeded or not. Andrei Megel, Institute of Liberalism, you partly answered on my question about the experience that you are using and what are the challenges that you are facing now. As far as I know, there are difficulties with labor resources. And so what are the challenges, what help you would like to receive from other cities? And for example, in 2020, we received an award for very good services. Did you want to cooperate with someone on a project like this? One of our current projects that is not related to these training projects. This is Veja project. When we were developing it, we learned best practices of Lviv. Here in Mariupol, we have a very old building, and it was a very old water supply stations, and now we involved USAID funds to create there a center for tourists and to transform it into a public space for trainings, for presentations. We will use their new technologies and with the help of these technologies tell about the history of the city and so on. And when we work on this program, we learned the experience of Lviv, and a lot of their practices will be implemented here, various materials, maps, presentations, and so on. As you know, one of our experts, Vladimir Voroby, he's from a Nestor group, and he inspired us a lot with the ideas of industrial parks that currently are in Ukraine and in many other countries of the world. So we learned this experience of Lviv, and we took a lot of ideas from there. It was foundation of Gain Seidel that consulted us on these issues in Lviv, and NGOs representatives also shared their experience. So Lviv is a very good example for us, and their success gives inspiration. What about challenges? Well, we understand that if we won't create environment for businesses development, there will be no jobs, there will be no paid taxes, and the city won't have enough money to implement interesting ideas that are suggested by the young officials during by our trainees. We have a number of programs for businesses development. For example, we would like to encourage cooperations between big businesses and small businesses. Because big businesses often use small businesses as an outsource, And in order to work in such a way, the SMEs should improve their proficiency, their competencies in order to be able to cooperate with big businesses. As you know, a lot of entrepreneurs left Mariupol when the conflict started in the east in 2014. They stopped their activity or left to other regions. But for us, it is important that small businesses continued their developing. We cooperate with the NGOs who work with small entrepreneurs. They work with international organizations as well. For example, a Center for Free People made such projects. And we are open for cooperation to participate in such projects. Thank you, Ms. Ulyana, for your time. Unfortunately, we have to finish here. Thank you and hope that we will meet soon. Dear colleagues, the next briefing in the framework of a project will be next week. Thank you.